MLB Tuesday is brought to you by Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness. It's always a party outside Fenway Park. And the crowd filing in for this one. Festive week here. Patriot Day yesterday. The Red Sox beat the Tigers and earned a split in the 4-game series with Detroit. Now they bring in their rival, the New York Yankees. It is cold here in Boston. 44 degrees. The wind is kicking up to 17 miles an hour, blowing in, kind of swirling around the ballpark, but blowing in from left field. As we check Aaron Boone's Yankees batting order, it's Rosario, right-handed bat to lead off against the lefty, then Judge, then Rice, two dynamic home run hitters with Stanton. Cody Bellinger is in center field tonight. Randall Grichuk, Jazz Chisholm, Jose Caballero, and Austin Wells rounding out the starting 9 for the Yankees. Yankees just swept the Royals. And Frenchie, this is a guy you mentioned in the open, Connolly early. Not only has he made a name for himself very quickly, made his debut last year, Aaron Boone even said he's one of the more dangerous left-handers among the young pitchers in the major leagues that he's seen.
Aaron Boone gave this young man a lot of praise today in our meeting with him, talking about the difficulty of facing him with that cutter, that sinker, and of course he's got the changeup, slider, curve, and with Sonny Gray going down yesterday, I mean, they need this guy to continue to do what he's been doing. He's been outstanding.
He's their last pitcher to go at least 6 innings in a game. Red Sox are very good when their starter goes 6. Aaron Boone's all bundled up like the rest of these players as you check the Red Sox defensively.
Carlos Narvaez getting the start behind. Of course, Caleb Durbin, first year over here at third. Story Meyer at second, and Wilson Contreras over at first base for Boston. And of course, very athletic outfield, a moving outfield, but you can see with Anthony Rafaela in center, and of course Abreu off to a great start this year in right field.
A couple of Gold Glovers out there. It's a 5-man outfield rotation. There's Austin Jones. He and his twin brother Tyler are major league umpires. Fascinating story. South Carolina natives. Todd Tishner is the crew chief. He's over at first base, year number 16. John Lipka is at second, and Clint Vondrak is the third base umpire. Relatively young umpiring crew to step into this old rivalry here between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Alex Cora, skipper of the Red Sox, took them to a World Series title back in 2018. We handed them their American League trophy that year in Houston. And all the pieces in place, we're ready to go. Ahmed Rosario leads off for the Yanks. Left-hander Conley Early, who pitched against the Yankees in Game 3 of the Wild Card Series last year, ready to fire. And his first pitch is in there for a strike, and away we go. Yankees coming off a sweep at home of the Royals. Now 13-9. They won 94 games last year. Lost in the division series to the Blue Jays. Bouncer out to Story, backhanded, low throw, and out. Contreras with the stretch. Story's had his troubles this year defensively. And Frenchie, on this cold night, you got to run everything out.
You do. It's funny. He decided to kind of backhand this ball coming in, which didn't take him too far to the other side, but give Contreras a lot of credit here. Not expecting that type of throw, of course, to start the game, but good play.
Contreras, former catcher turned first baseman, started that with the Cubs and then exclusively as a Cardinal. And he's played a nice first base for the Red Sox. That's an excellent play to start it. And the boos rain down on Aaron Judge. As Reggie Jackson said, they don't boo nobodies. And Judge hears it on the road wherever he goes. That's a sweet sound to him. Won the batting title last year, over 330. He's off to a great start by anybody else's standards. But at 232 with 9 homers and 16 RBIs, you could probably say it's a little less than what the expectations are for the fans and for Judge himself. He's been great in his first at-bats of games, however, as early.
I have some buddies back home talking, Yankees fans talking about Judge, and I said, bet you $100 by May 15th. He said 280. None of them wanted to take it, though.
That's a good point. Cal Raleigh hit 60 homers. Still could win the MVP over Judge. Another swing and a miss. Change up from Early. He's got a great assortment of pitches, including a dynamic cut fastball, which makes his mid-90s fastball play a lot better.
And it makes righties not be able to dive on that pitch you just saw, that changeup, because of his ability to be able to come in. Even as great as Aaron Judge is, you've got to respect that cutter. 3
consecutive changeups against Judge. See what he does here. 2-2. Judge beats it into the ground. Much easier chance for Story. 2-minute out.
I thought Aaron Boone made a good point. He said, it's not that he's wild, right? He does have 10 walks on the year, but he can kind of crank one way out of the zone and then he paints one. It's an uncomfortable AB.
He is a fascinating story. Grew into his arm. When he was in high school, his senior year, he threw 80 miles an hour.
Isn't that crazy?
And then he went to West Point, and he was very fortunate and thankful that the Army gave him a chance to pitch at West Point, just to play college baseball. Not known as a great baseball hotbed, of course. But he goes to West Point and gets into all the military training disciplines, grows into his body. Next thing you know, he's throwing in the mid-90s. Yep. He ends up transferring to Virginia and was a 5th rounder just 3 years ago by Boston. And he's made it to the big leagues. He made it last year, pitched in a postseason game. Now he's a regular starter. Oh. Facing Ben Rice with 2 outs. There aren't many lefties in most lineups that early faces, but the Yankees are built a little differently. And Rice gets to start against a left-handed starting pitcher because he is in another tree right now. 4 homers in the last 4 games.
Well, and that's the reason Paul Goldschmidt's on the bench tonight. A guy that they usually just use strictly for platoon reasons. But as you said, how does Aaron Boone keep Ben Rice out of the lineup right now?
Got to have him in there. That's why Rosario is leading off. Rice in the number 3 spot. .338 batting average with 8 homers and 18 driven in. Oh. Tracks one in for a ball. It is Rice who leads the major leagues in OPS, not Aaron Judge, as we hit week 3 in the MLB schedule. 2-2. Tracks another one. And that's one of the main reasons why Rice is doing what he's doing. Not just the balls he's putting in play, but the ones he's taking.
As I said in the open, his walk rate is up, his K rate is down. He's seeing a lot of pitches.
Four games, 4 homers. Can he make it 5 in a row here at Fenway? These are the homers. Center field down to the right field pole, and a swing that is tailor-made for Yankee Stadium. And Rice takes a called strike 3. Conley early. A 3-up, 3-down start with a strikeout on this cold night. Now the Red Sox coming up for the first time against Luis Gil. Yankees fail to score in the first. Alex Cora's Red Sox line up with Roman Anthony leading off in left, and Wilson Contreras in the number 2 spot. Masa Yoshida, he's been hot. He's back in there as the DH. And this Red Sox lineup will face Luis Gil. This is a very important start, as they all are for Gil. He's been to the mountaintop as Rookie of the Year Frenchie, but he knows starters are getting healthy for the Yankees, and he's kind of pitching for his spot in the rotation.
Yeah, big time on life support when you talk about his ability. And Aaron Boone said it best. It would not shock me for him to go out there and throw 7 innings tonight of shutout ball because of what they've seen at times. It's just the inconsistencies. And one of the big things for him, his fastball is getting whacked at over 350 this year. And that was one of the pitches when he won the Rookie of the Year, was just dominant that year with that fastball sinker combo.
Well, he's dominated the Red Sox. 5 career starts, a .99 ERA. And he's hoping those good vibes and those good memories show up today. And it's honestly part of the reason, according to Aaron Boone, that they felt like giving him a start today. The Yankees had yesterday off, could have moved everybody up a day. Felt like Gil needed this shot at Fenway against Boston. Roman Anthony is in the leadoff spot once again for Boston tonight. Part of that 5-man outfield rotation for Alex Cora. Anthony, just 21 years of age. Had an RBI single yesterday in the 6th inning that tied the game. That was a big win for Boston. They got off to a rough start. They weren't hitting much, got off to an early lead, let it get away. It was one of those here we go again kind of moments, and then they caught fire in the 6th and 7th as Anthony takes a called strike 3. No challenge here, and Heel starts it with a bang tonight at Fenway.
Well, and you see the velocity on this fastball. It's only 94, 95, but got such life and movement to it. And again, this is what the Yankees expected last year, and really coming off that as you see him paint the inside corner. Roman Anthony just kind of gave up on it at the end.
One away, and that brings up Wilson Contreras jumping on the first pitch. He stings one to left. Red Sox have had a lot of trouble with their number 2 spot in the batting order. Contreras hitting there for just the 3rd time, but it's the 3rd time in the last 5 days.
And as you said, with the numbers they're getting from there, you might see Contreras find himself a little more in that 2-hole. 113 off the bat on that one.
Acquired via trade from the Cardinals to give them a little pop in their lineup.
Leading the team with 4 home runs so far early in the season.
And he leads the Red Sox in occasions stirring up things.
Well, they knew that coming in.
And which is kind of what they want, actually.
Yes.
Masa Yoshida, the designated hitter today.
Oh.
Of the 5 outfielders, Yoshida is the worst defender of the group, and they are elite defenders. So you could say Yoshida is an average defender, but that's why Cora feels comfortable having him in that DH role, and he's hitting. One of the few Red Sox that is swinging the bat right now, hitting .324 on the season.
2-1.
He's been able to find his way into the starting lineup in that DH role. Had a walk-off here on Friday night. Part of that split with the Tigers for Boston. And a good take, and the count goes 3-1.
And I think that's where, when you talk about the young hitters in this Red Sox lineup, right? He got off to a little bit of a rough start this year, and it's just tough. The media, everything that goes on up here. I think these kids are going to settle in, and you'll see them play more of what we thought they were going to.
Good comeback by Heel. Down 3-0, hits with 2 strikes. That was perfectly placed on the inside corner. Fastball 94 miles an hour, his best bolt yet. It's a cold night, tough to get that velocity up right now. Hitters are going to feel every bit of it if you don't hit it on the barrel on a night like this. One out base runner, Contreras with a single on the first pitch, and now Yoshida in a 3-2 count. Contreras goes, Yoshida, ground ball to Chisholm, keeps him out of a double play, and there is out number 2.
Catching Hill tonight, Austin Wells, of course, behind the dish, Rosario, Caballero, who's done a great job at short for the Yankees. Jazz trying to get it going over there at second. Of course, Ben Rice at first. And in the outfield, Rander Grichuk gets a start in left field. Of course, Bellinger, the Gold Glover, and Aaron Judge in right.
2 gone for Wilyer Abreu. Gold Glove outfielder hitting cleanup in this one. Stacking together some pretty good numbers. Just shy of 300 with a batting average. OPS over 800. It really stands out in a lineup that has generally struggled for the Red Sox. This is not a roster that has produced a lot of homers yet. I think they will. Feels like a team that should hit some home runs, but they've only hit 13 this year, lowest in the major leagues with the Mariners.
Yeah, and I think, look, when Roman Anthony starts getting going, which you know is going to happen, that's going to come on. Again, you're playing some cold weather games early. Ball's not traveling. Good take there on a fastball above the zone. I think they're tied for last in baseball with the Giants.
The Giants, that's right, not the Mariners. And that's not where the Red Sox need to be. The rest of their team has really struggled. Abreu has been a bright spot. Contreras at second. Abreu gets jammed. A pop up into foul territory. A lot of room over there. And Rosario squeezes it. And the Red Sox are retired in the first. We're off and running at Fenway on a chilly Tuesday night. No score. Red Sox Yankees.
This is a
Giancarlo Stanton ready to lead off. Yankees DH. And Frenchie, he's gone through a little bit of a batting stance adjustment.
You know, everybody's always making changes, right? Every year, especially as you get older. And you can see this year, more spread out, less movement. The follow through, you know, comes to the same. You see him in his lower half using those legs, but definitely in the last 2 years has made a big adjustment at the plate.
You know, that image on the left was from 2024. That was in the ALCS where we captured that frame. He was the MVP of the ALCS that year.
All he did was hit home runs.
1 year doesn't lead to the next.
No, it doesn't. And you tack on years, you get older, your body, he's had injuries.
Hits a high, towering fly ball. That is way up there in the light standard and long gone. My goodness. Giancarlo Stanton with a massive home run. As high as it was far. Hit it over the light stanchion. And Stanton with a majestic home run to put the Yankees on the board, his third of the year.
My goodness.
Wow.
I mean, that thing was hit straight in the air. 41-degree launch angle.
41 degrees.
112 off the bat.
Holy cow.
The ball was only 369.
I'm telling you what. I mean, at first I was going to say it's on the Lansdowne. I think it went over Lansdowne Street. I mean, it's out of sight. Bouncing ball to second base. And Meyer makes a play for the out. Cody Bellinger is retired. Apologies to Cody Bellinger, who gets ignored often when Stanton hits him like this.
Cody.
Oh.
And you talk about Stanton getting in those legs right there. That's all just throw the hands at it. Wow.
So the Yankees strike first. Randall Grichuk now. Right-handed bat against a left-handed starter in the lineup tonight for Aaron Boone.
Veteran hitter.
Former St. Louis Cardinal. There are a number of former Cardinals dotted throughout these rosters here. Well, we'll see how Conley early responds after a majestic home run like that. I can tell you, every pitcher I've ever known can tell you instantly who the longest home run ever hit against him was. I don't know if that was the longest, but it was certainly the
definitely
highest.
wasn't the longest, but it was 41 degrees long, was the tied for the highest with Giancarlo Stanton in the Statcast era
right?
for him. Yep,
There you go.
41.
So it's his tallest home run, which is saying something.
You fouled the ball well, because I just was like, I don't even know where that is anymore.
Man, I was kind of halfway expecting a scene out of The Natural for a minute, and
hit the lights up there.
Broken bat. Oh, had a strange flight on that ball, and that's going to be a base hit. Because of the broken bat, it actually sliced.
It sliced. Usually you're going to get a ball hooking at the third baseman. And instead, like you said, you can see Durbin completely baffled by it. I mean, he broke his bat. He got blown up right here. It's a good angle. Watch the ball. It shoots the other way. Looks like you're cut 5 iron.
Yeah, it looked like my little tennis slice right there, Frenchie. Cut 5 iron. Here's Jazz Chisholm now with a runner at first. He shows bunt, takes a ball. Typically a ball like that, a little soft liner, it's got a little bit of a hook to it. It's a pretty easy play for a third baseman.
Durbin's thinking that's coming right to me.
Crazy slice on that ball. Must have hit the bat twice, you know, must have had the double hit.
Yo, TC Chan.
Off the broken bat. Chisholm's been in a struggle this year. He's only hitting 164, has not homered yet. cold weather has him down, although it was very nice in New York for their last homestand. Temperatures were even in the 80s at times last week. And Chisholm, good swing there, opposite field bullet. So the Yankees, after a 1-2-3 first with a strikeout, now their third hit of the inning. First and second, one out with a run in.
And I think for Jazz, if he's going to get going, this is a good sign for the Yankees, right? Not trying to pull the ball lefty on lefty, tough AB, and shoots it the other way. It's got to be something they like right there.
Frenchie, that's only a second hit against a left-handed pitcher this year. Is 2 for 18 now against left-handers. And the Yanks have him first and second for Jose Caballero.
You know, BA, though, I was just in the Bahamas a couple weeks ago.
Oh, were you?
I was. And
I can't wait to hear where this story goes.
Oh, I'm just saying, I can see why Jazz doesn't like cold weather. I mean, he grew up down there. It's 80 and sunny.
Didn't you meet Jazz's cousin there?
He was in line working the water slides. It was his cousin.
So you were doing a little R&D down there in the Bahamas.
I was.
Yes,
I was getting ready for this broadcast, getting some scoop on Jazz and growing up down there.
Nice job. Does Jazz's cousin look like him?
Looks exactly like him. His name's Glenn. Works the water slides.
Did he let your kids go by without having to pay? Is that how you knew
He
him?
didn't measure him. He let him go. One was too short.
Shout out to Glenn down in the Bahamas.
Appreciate it, Glenn.
0-2 the count on Caballero. Pops it foul and out of play. Caballero getting the lion's share of innings at the shortstop position. Anthony Volpe with shoulder surgery this offseason on his non-throwing shoulder. Volpe. Aaron Boone likes Caballero quite a bit, says he's really freed up defensively. He's had a few bogeys throughout the season. Double play ball here, got to go quick. Caballero can run, throw to first, and it is in time. Another stretch by Contreras. Caballero's a tough guy to double up. The Red Sox turn one over beautifully right there. Giancarlo Stanton, towering fly ball home run. The active leader in long balls in the majors, just added one to the register. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we got the season covered. Scan the QR code or visit MLBshop.com, the official source for your favorite team gear. Fenway Park, Boston. Homestand continues for the Red Sox. Split with the Tigers in a 4-gamer, concluded yesterday on Patriot Day. Yankees start a 3-city road trip in Boston. That'll take them to Houston and then Arlington. So they've got the Texas swing coming up against the struggling Astros and then the Texas Rangers. 1-0 on the Stanton homer. Story sends one into left center. Bellinger manning center field tonight. He'll run it down for out number 1.
You got that fastball in on Story. And when Hill's going right, BA, that's what you'll see. You'll see a lot of weak contact, getting that sinker into the righties.
Hill started the year in AAA. First ball swinging is Cedon Rafaela. It fouls it away. Hill, because he's in the fifth spot in that rotation, the Yankees didn't need a fifth starter until April 10th. So he knew he was going to have about a 2.5-week stay in AAA. You can't say he was thrilled about it, but understood the scenario.
Yeah, and look, I think, you know, if he pitches well tonight, you're still 2.5, 3 weeks away before Carlos Rodon, and then a few weeks after that, maybe with Garrett Cole coming back. So, you know, there's a chance to get more action for Hill, but he's going to have to earn it.
Well, you get Rodon and Cole back eventually, but the other 4 starters have been excellent for the Yankees. You saw a shot there of Max Fried. He's been terrific. Their opening day starter. Cam Schlittler is going to join us later in the broadcast. He is an upcoming ace in the major leagues. Ryan Weathers pitching well, Will Warren, and those four have lifted the Yankees in that rotation. Hard hit ball right at the shortstop. Caballero makes the play for out number 2. Garrett Cole's on the comeback trail, Frenchie. He is in a minor league rehab scenario. This was Friday. Stuff looks good. He's elevating his pitch count. 44 pitches to get through 4 1/3. Overwhelming the A-ball hitters, but it's going to be a while for Garrett Cole when he finally resurfaces with the Yankees.
Yeah, when they were telling us him and Carlos Rodon, I think, are pitching Thursday and Friday in Hudson Valley, I said, man, if you're Hudson Valley's marketing to put, you're loving life right now, man, selling tickets.
You know who's loving life? The Hudson Valley players.
Oh,
because you know they're getting big league spreads.
Steak every night right now.
Every night.
You milk that until you get your PBJs in another 3 weeks.
We're going to Outback tonight. Steak and shrimp in the clubhouse with the big leaguers in town. Swing and a miss from Marcelo Meyer. Talented young prospect, 23-year-old second baseman. Two outs in the inning. Yankees get a home run from Stanton. They lead 1-0. And Meyer right off the knuckles. Little foul ball slicing. It is fair. The wind keeps it in play, and that's going to be an automatic double for Marcelo Meyer. Well, that gives you an idea of the wind trajectory here, coming in and swirling around. That ball was headed 20 rows foul and just spun back into fair territory.
And because of how deep you have to play here with the monster, you can see it. It just stayed right on that line. As you said, it started to slice and then completely stopped and did a little bloop double down the left field line.
Randall Grichuk as shocked as anyone.
Yeah, I think so.
That stayed fair. That's a break for the Red Sox. And it brings up Caleb Durbin.
Well,
this is the guy I think Red Sox fans are gonna love by season's end. They booed him before he played a game here at Fenway.
Welcome.
After Durbin was hitless in his opening road trip of the year. Started 0 for 18 on the season. He is a former Yankee. Traded by the Yankees to the Brewers, and then the Brewers traded him here to Boston. He's their everyday third baseman.
Now you think about who he has followed when you talk about Rafael Devers and then Alex Bregman last year.
Those are big names, and they've had big name third basemen in their history. Durbin is just getting his big league career started. Wasn't even on opening day roster a year ago, but that's kind of the legacy he's having to replace here, which is an impossible ask. But he is very much in the cut of a Dustin Pedroia as far as mentality. Not quite there for results. Durbin strikes out. Heel off to a good start. 2 scoreless innings. He's got a couple of Ks, and it's 1-0 Yankees after 2. Projected as an ace. It's another when you do it with the lights at the brightest, like Cam Slipner did in the postseason in Game 3 in the wild card game last year. Dominating performance of the Red Sox sent their rivals home.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon happy.
He loved it. He's a big Cam Slipner fan now, as we all are, and Cam joins us on a headset in that Yankees dugout. And Cam, thank you for doing this. Give us a feel of the temperature, the vibe. What's it like playing baseball in this weather down at Fenway today?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, it's chilly. It's chilly. You know, back in college, you know, you're playing, you know, games in March. It's 25, 30 degrees. So again, nothing new. So again, everyone's got to dress a little bit warmer.
Do you ever get used to it? Like, do you ever just settle in?
It's terrible. It's more of a mental grind than it is really anything. So again,
there's a line shot by Wells right to Anthony for out number 1. Well, for those who don't know, Cam pitched at Northeastern right here in Boston. You're very familiar. You're from this area. And then to be able to pitch against the Red Sox, that had to be just kind of like, what is going on with my life moments all last year and into the postseason.
Yeah, it's special. You know, obviously you grow up, you know, you're trying to, you know, as a Sox fan, you obviously want to pitch at Fenway. you grow up, you don't know that you're going to be on the opposing side. But either way, it's a cool feeling, and I'm very excited for Thursday.
Tell us about your year. Obviously, you're off to a great start. There's such high expectations put on you. How do you deal with that, some of that outside noise, as you kind of get into your season now?
Yeah, again, that's part of being, playing for the Yankees. I mean, same thing in Boston. They put high expectations on you, and you got to perform. If not, you're going to hear it. So, again, that's a challenge to live up to. And regardless of what they're saying, obviously we got a great group of dudes in the locker room. So, we're very confident how this season's going to go.
What are Cam? What's one or two things for you that has kind of surprised you when you got to the big leagues? Whether it's some of those guys helping you in there, but what were a couple of the adjustments you felt like you had to make?
Yeah, I think the thing is, especially in the minors, probably the top 4 guys are the dudes or the top prospects in the org. So, you get up here and 1 through 9, they're all elite hitters. So, I think the biggest thing is definitely adjusting and trying to increase the pitchability of how you're working around guys and how you're going to game plan. So that was the biggest thing I definitely had to adjust to getting up here.
And Cam, I want to ask you one more question for me. This guy walking into the box, what is it like watching him on an everyday basis?
He's amazing. I mean, he's probably the greatest hitter in baseball. So, and he's even better teammate. So, we all love him, and he's a great captain. So, you hear the boos, and that's a good thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm expecting a great series out of him for sure.
Sweet sounds of boos from Red Sox fans. You were probably one of those kids booing Yankees back in the day.
You definitely
full
were.
Circle.
Yeah, for sure.
Who was your guy growing up? Who was your favorite player for the Red Sox or anywhere, any major league?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of like, when you're looking back like pitchers, most electric, like emotional, like Clay Buchholz is kind of the guy that kind of brought my attention. So he's a great competitor and definitely someone to kind of model off of a little bit.
I love that. We hear a lot of stories about Aaron Judge. We don't get a lot of details, but we do hear, just as you said, that he's a great teammate. He's super conscientious of everyone. That's a bounce to third. Durbin using the grass and makes a terrific play. Well, quick inning, Cam. We appreciate it. Good luck in your start on Thursday, man.
Yeah, have fun, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Cam Slidler, he is a dude.
Yep.
One of the best young pitchers in the game. Appreciate his time. Get ready for the NFL Draft with Bleacher Report. You can stay locked in with personalized updates from your favorite teams and grades for every pick during the draft. Download the BR app today. That is right up Frenchie's wheelhouse.
Oh, dude, I'll be locked
Dialed
in.
into the draft. How the Patriots? How about the Giants? I don't know.
Oh, we're on the Falcons, baby. We got to get a little and get to the playoffs next year.
Okay.
Matty Ice took over.
It's baseball season, Frenchie. 1-0 Yankees on a Stanton home run, a majestic home run on the Lansdowne.
Yeah.
They have broken a windshield over there in that parking lot. Carlos Narvaez leads off for Boston. He's the number 9 hitter. Heel has given up 2 hits. A bullet by Contreras for a single, and then a flare double by Meyer, and that's a fly ball to right. Judge is right there and 1 away here in the 3rd.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell you, hitting the ball to right field tonight, it ain't going nowhere.
No chance.
It's not a good idea.
I've heard outfielders say, and you would know best, right field can be a challenge to play here at Fenway.
Let me tell you, that segment that Curtis, Pedro, and Jimmy did was awesome, talking about playing in Fenway because it is so unique. It's so different than any other park you play in. Like Jimmy was talking about shortstop and cutoffs and relays here, because in left field, you're right there. You don't have to go. Now, right field, you hit that gap towards 420, and you're running forever. So a guy like Jimmy would have to go farther out. Curtis, of course, like myself, an outfielder, you get one right down the right field line. That thing can take you all the way around. It's such a unique outfield defensively. It's a lot of fun to play.
But that very short porch down the right field line, the pesky pole, but then it immediately juts out to 380. There's a lot of ground to cover. Judge is a very accomplished outfielder. Probably goes a little underrated how good of a defender he is, his arm strength, because of what he does offensively. Yankees are well covered out there with Bellinger in center field and Judge and right tonight.
Still think one of the amazing things, and I think Dom will get him to look it up, but Benji Molina hit for the cycle here, I think. And the fact that guy hit a triple
Yeah, he was with the Rangers back then.
Benji was a teammate of mine, but I'm like
probably the slowest guy that ever played Major League Baseball.
He's up there, if not.
But he found the Triples Alley here at Fenway.
Triples Alley, and I always remember thinking, wow.
Nice. Benji catching strays from Frenchie.
Oh, yeah, I love Benji. He's great.
Nothing like making a point with Benji Molina about how big right field is. Sorry, Benji. He still does radio, by the way, for the Cardinals. See Benji every now and then. Roman Anthony's going to draw the walk here. First walk issued by Heel. StatCast gives us a look at a lot of elements around the game, including wind direction. So it is all over the place, but once it gets around the bowl here, and this is not like most other parks because there's no big upper deck, but it's kind of shooting out from the right field pole to the left field pole.
I know this. We got to be about 120 feet up here because it's hitting us at about 20 miles per hour right now.
Wherever direction it is being sent, it's coming straight in. It is to be noted that all of the other broadcasters besides us have the windows closed. And I'm not saying that just to, you know, be a hero or anything, but just saying.
They're soft.
We're the dumb ones with the window open.
Or gamers, BA.
We don't have a choice either. Contreras swung at the first pitch last time up. He looks eager to hit again. 2 balls and a strike on Wilson. His brother William is one of the great catchers in the game. All-star with the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers and Red Sox had a series just a couple of weeks ago, and Wilson got into it with the Brewers with his brother's team. Fly ball into left for Grichuk, and he'll put it away for out number 2.
Yeah, how'd that go?
That was it is a familiar scene with Wilson and the Brewers, but he kept it going.
There we are.
Stupid with the windows open.
But I want a foul ball. That's why we got the window open.
We could get a foul ball easily up here. Ask John Smoltz about foul balls here in this booth at Fenway. Oh, it's a very memorable one for Smoltzy. We love coming here, no question. This is such a special place.
Awesome.
No matter the temperature, the weather, and it's a cold night. Not necessarily conducive for baseball, but Yankees, Red Sox. It's got an October feel to it on this cold April night. By the way, just in case you needed a reminder, I don't know how many years ago this was. This was Smoltzy. Oh, look where this ended up. Oh, sit down, Smoltz.
I think besides Smoltzy, look at you and Ronnie. I don't see any gray hairs.
Young fellas back then. I think that was 2013, 2012. Ron Darling. Hal Galima in the back.
Making it in the back.
Stats man to the stars. Smoltzy still blames me for that. As if I had anything to do with it. Fly ball into shallow center. Bellinger, routine for him, puts it away, and the inning is over. And Heel, with 3 scoreless, his dominance of the Red Sox continues early here tonight at Fenway. One of the all-time rivalries kind of got launched with the Red Sox trading the Bambino to the Yankees. Famous story. Bucky Dent. He's got a middle name now here in Boston forever. Bucky Bleepin' Dent. And that famous home run. Boston coming back from down 3-0. Cowboy up to win that 04 League Championship Series, then on to the World Series. And, of course, Yankees taking out Boston last year in the rivalry renewed in the postseason. Red Sox won the first game of that wild card series. Yankees took the next 2 at home and advanced to the division series. And the next chapter, 2026 version, underway today. First meeting of the year between these two. Ben Rice, Giancarlo Stanton, Cody Bellinger will start it for the Yankees. Stanton's home run, the only tally on the board thus far. That's a strike. 1-2 the count.
It's a great location. Right on the inner half. Down at the knees, can't do too much with that pitch.
Connolly early gave up 3 hits in that second inning. He's had 2 3-up, 3-down innings. Talented young lefty. And that one bounces in.
It's got that huge double play in the second, though, to kind of kill that rally. And
not an easy double play to turn on Caballero either. He can fly. 6-4-3 double play. Story to Meyer to Contreras turned nicely to get him out of that mess in the second. Struck out Rice last time, and a wave and a miss. Connolly early, 24 years of age. Started at West Point, then ended up at the University of Virginia, one of the great college baseball powerhouses. They were a College World Series team when Connolly early was there. Oh, drilled him. So Rice is hit by a pitch with Stanton coming up and a man on.
you can see just let loose this one and never came back.
Double whammy. Got his catcher too on the ricochet. That hurts. Narvaez took that one on the shoulder. Rice seems to be okay. All smiles at first. Stanton now. Yeah. Opens him up with a changeup. I got a trivia question for you, Frenchie. I don't know the answer. Has there ever been a launch angle on a home run that was equal to the temperature of the game on that particular night? Look out, coming our way. Whew. Stanton's launch angle on this 41-degree night was 41 degrees in the air.
I gotta believe at some point it's been 34 and someone did it, but man, I don't know, not too often.
That's cooking.
See where he clipped that out front.
Got a breaking ball, a slider from Early, and got to it early as Early straightens him up. That's what Aaron Boone was talking about, the effectively wild part of Early. He can paint with his pitches, but then miss badly, hit a batter, spike a curveball. Just plants that seed in your mind. Not doing it on purpose. It's just where he is as he puts that one right by Stanton, and a little redemption for Connolly early as he comes back and strikes out the big slugger.
He came back with that same pitch right there. I thought he might try to open up away with that changeup or something, and he just came. You know, and Aaron Boone said it to us today in the meeting. He's relentless with that fastball cutter in, and you can see just beat Stanton to the spot.
One away, runner at first for Cody Bellinger. On the first pitch, bouncer to Contreras, step on the bag, got to get the tag down, and Story does. Nicely turned double play. This time Contreras starts it. 3-6 that required a tag to finish it off. Well done by Contreras. Inning is over. Pitch Hit and Run is the free official MLB skills competition for baseball and softball players ages 7 to 14. Host a local competition this year. Give the kids a chance to make it to the national finals at the 2026 World Series. You can visit pitchhitrun.com or scan the QR code for more. Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur, our terrific crew here in Boston. And the Yankees Red Sox, game one of a 3-game series. A Giancarlo Stanton home run to lead off the second as the Yankees in front 1-0. Wilyer Abreu leads off for Boston and jumps on the second pitch, bouncing over to first base. There's out number 1. Heel right there for Rice, and one away in the fourth. Heel has gone 3 1/3 scoreless. Frenchie's only given up 2 hits and a walk. There's been a base runner in each of the first 3 innings, but only 1 base runner. Red Sox have yet to put multiple runners aboard. Here's Trevor Story now. Overall, a down year as far as the start to the season for Story. Hot ground ball to third base, and Rosario makes the play. It is interesting that Story's been so much better with runners on.
At home we grow fancy avocados.
Red Sox searching for some punch in their offense. Cedar Rafaela delivered a moment for him yesterday. He had the key hit, put him ahead. 2 strike, 2 RBI single in the 7th inning against the Tigers yesterday in the Patriot Day game. Started that game at 11 a.m. It is a baseball tradition, certainly a New England tradition.
You have to win that game, right?
Yep.
Got to win it on Patriots.
They typically do. In the air, Judge eases over, and there are the side for the Red Sox. 3 up, 3 down. Abreu, Story, and Rafaela go in order. Heel is pitching well here at Fenway. MLB Tuesday is brought to you by Walmart. Shop over 500 million items on the app. Who knew? Cold night at Fenway Park. Alex Cora hoping his Red Sox can pop the clutch here on this 2026 season. They're 9-13. No time to panic yet, but the Red Sox have sputtered along. Bouncing ball up the middle on the first pitch by Grichuk, and out number 1 for Connolly early. Early has benefited from 2 terrific double plays turned by the Red Sox in the infield.
You know how you know it's cold, BA? A lot of early swings tonight. Guys are up there hacking, man.
He's got the perfect last name for this kind of night as far as offensive approach.
Early swings.
And from his side of things, get ahead early. He's been a nice find. Just keeps developing into a better and better pitcher. Think about it, he made his major league debut last year, Connolly early. And then he's pitching in a start in the wild card series.
Yeah.
Talk about being thrust into the scene. He made his major league debut September 9th of last year. And by postseason time, a little over 3 weeks later, just less than a month, he's pitching in a start in a postseason game. Went 3 2/3 in that game, gave up 4 runs. But if you watch that game, you'll remember if the Red Sox make a few plays behind him, he could have fared a lot better. And I think what everybody realized about Connolly early in that start, he is not afraid of the moment.
No. Alan, you talk about where he went, West Point, pretty sure he had a good solid foundation there.
Well, half swing by Chisholm, and down he goes. So Chisholm, who singled off early last time up, endures a strikeout from him this time. Third strikeout for Connolly early, and 2 men are out here in the 5th. Brings up Jose Caballero. Early is a military man through and through. His whole family. He's got a brother in the Air Force. His dad and both of his grandfathers were in the Army at West Point, and so he felt it a great legacy to maintain. The one thing he didn't count on was that he was going to become an elite pitcher. Bouncing ball, glove, backhanded, Story, throw across, and Contreras has to come off the bag to keep that one in play. That'll be a hit for Caballero. He's one of the faster players in the league. Good try by Story, but an infield single for the Yankees shortstop.
Man, great play by Story here, and thought actually he might have a chance. The ball just kind of tailed on Story, happened to go that way, and I don't know.
Contreras may have pulled the chute on that a little early.
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it? He had a chance to maybe keep his foot on the bag and reach out.
He's played first base a few years now in the big leagues, but you could still say he's
it's
relative.
never natural.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot like Bryce Harper playing first base. And what's the first thing you're taught when you make that move to first base? At all costs, keep the ball in front of you and keep it in play. And he's a former catcher, totally in his instincts to get out and block that pitch or that thrown ball, which to him would be like a block pitch. I'm with you. If he just stretches here, he might have an out.
It would have been bang bang. I was surprised, but again, if you go for that, you miss it. Now you get a runner on second. You got the lefty Wells up here, the 9th hole hitter.
Caballero is a major threat to run. Tough guy to run on and early, though. He kicks and fires, and that ball is deep, but hooking. It is a foul ball. Pesky pole is tight, but
you never know here.
Wells gave it a good look. Kind of the opposite of the Carlton Fisk look, and it hooks foul. That is a look right down the line, and well foul. Caballero stole 49 bases last year combined between the Rays and the Yankees. Led the majors in that category. Last 3 years, he's got the 3rd most stolen bases in the game. So he's a threat.
One, two.
Wells lined out his last time up. Hit one sharply to left. Caballero stays put. Wells takes a ball. 2-2 the count. And a mound visit here for Carlos Narvaez. Something along the lines of, it's a lefty-lefty. This is the matchup you need right now with 2 outs.
Well, Caballero at first is kind of getting a big lead, walking a little bit, and this could be none other than, hey, let's get this hitter right here. You got him. Don't worry about the guy on first. Make this pitch, execute, and let's get in the dugout.
Overall numbers for the Yankees against lefties not great. They see a lot of left-handed starters. But in the last 4 games, they've actually put up some big numbers against left-handed pitching. 8 homers in the last 4 games. Strikeouts are down, walks are up, so they've looked like they've had a better approach the last 4 games. Early doesn't even look at first base in that sequence. I think you're on it, Frenchie.
And the Yankees get another lefty tomorrow night, Ranger Suarez, new prized free agent for the Red Sox.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat here.
Hello.
And Wells wants a timeout. He takes his lone timeout.
Ready?
Wells is one of 4 left-handed hitters in the lineup against Early. 2-2, runner goes, swinging a little tapper. Early over there to field it, will take it himself. And the rare one unassisted. You can see the athleticism that Early possesses. Nicely done. Barehanded that ball too.
Man.
Are they though,
Sometimes.
Jeff?
He is.
Still 1-0 Yankees. Oh man, what a sports week this is here in Beantown. Had the 130th running of the Boston Marathon yesterday. Red Sox got the win on the Patriot Day game. Beat the Tigers, comeback style. Tonight, Yankees Red Sox starts that rivalry series. The Sixers and the Celtics are just a few miles from here at TD Garden. They're in the second quarter there.
Tied at 39.
And a good update, thank you. And then Sabres hosting the Bruins.
0-0 early in the first.
Great time to be a Boston sports fan right now. Those are the Boston Marathon official gear. And if you see anybody with a gold medallion, the gold medal around their necks, those are the individuals who finished the race. So you see folks around town with the gold. A lot of Boston Marathon
There were
official gear
today, man.
See a lot of people limping around.
Oh, God.
But kudos to everyone, including Alex Cora's fiance. She ran the Boston Marathon and finished with her personal best time. Angelica is her name. Oh, that hits Meyer. That's got to sting on a cold night. So Heel hits a batter to start the 5th inning. Spiked that breaking ball right off the toe. Ooh.
But for Boston right now, you'll take it. You haven't had a leadoff runner on yet. Give you a chance to try to see if you can get something going here in the bottom of the 5th.
It is their 4th base runner, but it has come across 4 different innings. Heel's coming off his first 3 up, 3 down inning. So best chance here for Boston with a lead runner on, and Caleb Durbin, a contact hitter at the plate. Durbin does not strike out very often, but Heel struck him out to end the 2nd inning with a runner at 2nd. Bouncing ball, double play chance. Step on the bag, throw to first in time. Caballero had that ground ball take him right to the bag, and a 6-3 double play to wipe out the leadoff hit by pitch.
Now both these guys tonight, it seems that they have gotten a little traffic. They've gotten that ground ball. And right here, I mean, Taylor made double play running towards the bag. Durbin's got decent speed. That's an easy double play.
Caballero's played a nice shortstop for the Yankees. He's got range. He's got a great arm. Turns double plays that many don't. If he hits it all, he is a major impact player. He always is an impact player defensively. He's back there somewhere, the masked man. Tell the guys who don't really want to be a part of the cold night.
Man,
how hard is it to play in nights like this?
it's not a lot of fun. I remember those years in Kansas City when we opened up in Detroit and Minnesota. Like you said, the worst is when you get jammed or you get one off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a couple innings to feel your hands again.
It's always been said that the pitcher is in the best spot.
Oh.
He's constantly working.
Well, and these guys will go home tonight, turn on the TV, and you watch out in LA, and it's 78. It's like, man, what does that feel like?
Fly ball into center field. And Bellinger will make the play, a 3-batter inning, a double play after a hit by pitch. And Luis Heel is through 5, scoreless at Fenway, 1-0 Yankees. MLB Tuesday is brought to you by DirecTV. Stream DirecTV satellite free. Pitchers duel going on here on a cold night at Fenway Park. Connolly early and Luis Heel. 1-0 Yankees on a Giancarlo Stanton leadoff home run in the 2nd. Top of the order for the Yankees. 3rd time around now, Frenchie. Ahmed Rosario will start it, then Judge, then Rice. And this will be a key inning here for the young lefty. Red Sox has not been getting a lot of mileage out of their starting pitchers.
No, and that's kind of been the key because, you know, they were hoping that was going to be a strength, get them, and they got a good back into the bullpen. Obviously, Chapman there in the 9th, but a lot of work in the 4th and 5th innings for those relievers. Perfect 8-0 when they get 6+ from their starters.
Crochet struggling a little bit. He's had a couple of bad starts. Sonny Gray pitched yesterday on the Patriot Day game and went out of the game in the 3rd inning with a hamstring injury. He's on the IL now. And that's ball 4. And Rosario with it a casual little bat toss over his shoulder. It's a leadoff walk.
Food in the oven but don't want to miss a pitch? Just tell Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
Aaron Judge with a man on here in this 6th inning. Judge with 9 home runs, hit 5 of those last week. He found that home run stroke in what was a warm week weather-wise in New York. And a strike.
Challenge.
Pinpoint. Judge is going to challenge this. ABS challenge presented by T-Mobile. Ding ding.
The call is confirmed. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
So hard with Judge, right? You're so tall, and early throws that ball that I think Judge probably thought it was sinking, and it kind of stayed its plane right there and was able to hit the corner.
And now Judge asked for it, is granted his lone timeout. 3-time MVP Aaron Judge. He's hit 6 home runs in his last 8 games. Connolly early is going right at him here tonight. And he bounces out with it. Heck of a play back there by Narvaez. Wow. Keeps a double play in order.
You know, it's amazing when you watch Aaron Judge and we talk about it. There's a lot of guys that have a lot of power, 40, 50 home run seasons, but the ability to hit 330 like he did. I mean, imagine any year, and we talked about it during that broadcast 3 weeks ago up in Seattle, but you had a catcher with 60 home runs. You couldn't win the MVP.
In no other year would that have
happen?
been possible. Switch hitting catcher at that. So whether you go on the switch hitting parameter for 60 homers, you go on the catcher parameter.
Yep.
The fact that Cal Raleigh plays in Seattle, I mean, all of that was in his favor, and yet the numbers were just so much
tough.
better that Judge was the rightful winner of the MVP. Don't tell the folks in Seattle that. But across the board, that's the truth. And Judge has now worked it into a full count.
And it's funny, he got ahead with 2 fastballs, right? And the hard thing with Judge is to get him to chase. That's the difference. You have to make a quality pitch to get him to go after one.
He's thrown him 3 straight changeups. See what he has here. 3-2 pitch. Judge pulls it foul. Make it 4 consecutive changeups now for early.
But the difference again, that one was bottom part of the zone, so it was in the zone for a little bit. The others weren't that close, and a guy like Judge not going to chase.
Judge has hit into 2 groundouts. 1 to short, 1 to third. Early would love to get another one out of him right here. 3-2 again. That is ball 4, and now Early is stepping into a mess. Back-to-back walks to start the 6th inning. And it is a mound meeting. Connolly Early was the last Boston starter to complete 6 innings. They won that game against the Twins. Boston is 8-0 when their starting pitcher goes 6 innings. The number is 8. Yes, they haven't lost a game, but it's only happened 8 times.
Yeah, exactly.
They're having a hard time getting them through these games.
Well, and the scary thing is, man, when you start to think about this summer and your bullpen getting taxed, it just speeds everything up.
All right, so Ben Rice coming up now. Early struck him out looking in the 1st inning with an inside corner fastball, and then he hit him in the 4th inning. 2 on, nobody out. Danger zone here for Early, and he misses with a slider inside and low.
You know, I know you're always looking for that big hit, but this is where sometimes I always think, like, if he could just lay a bunt down anywhere towards third, you'd have the bases loaded.
Now Durbin playing way back there. Out in front. Early gave him a good slider, back-to-back sliders, neither one of them in the strike zone, and it's 1-1. Perfectly placed.
Well, Ben Rice might challenge that. Problem is, again, you had Aaron Judge. You just challenge it, and if you're wrong,
he would have won that
solo.
challenge. But that had to look a lot like that strikeout pitch earlier. Here he comes, and a swing and a miss. Conley early with a big strikeout here in the 6th inning. Back to the sweeping breaking ball, this time the slower version, and Rice was way out front. I don't think he'd throw into the strike zone the whole at bat.
We can see the break on that, just a horizontal across the plate. I don't care how good or well you're going, that is tough to lay off.
Strikeout number 4 for Early. One away, here's Stanton. Puts a sinker right on the bottom of the strike zone for strike 1. I mean, these pitches he's making now.
Well, that's what he did last about. He started away like that to Stanton, and then as the account went on, he kept coming in more.
He got him to chase an inside fastball to strike out. Now Stanton completely fooled by that changeup. He was ready to pull the trigger on something inside. Conley early with the change of pace. This kid's got a lot of moxie. You can see it in his face, his poise on the mound. But he's got a hill to climb here in the 6th.
I mean, this is almost the same exact bat. He had a
Same
0-2,
sequence.
same sequence, had a 0-2, went fastball in like that. Last time he doubled it up and came back in. See if he does that again, or that changeup away.
2 men on, Rosario and Judge. Here he comes, and it's in the dirt. He went with the breaking ball here, the changeup, I beg your pardon, and missed badly with it.
He tried to throw that one too hard, right?
It is a cold night. Pitchers deserve a little grace here, trying to get a grip on the baseball. Feels like you're throwing a cue ball here. Two and two. 2 men aboard. Here he comes. Stanton takes a ball. Now the count is full.
That's the one Stanton chased last time. This time he's able to work it back to a full count.
Pitch number 85 for Early. We're in the 6th inning. And Stanton, a high drive, deep left center field. It is off the monster. Off to the races they come. Rosario and Judge will score. It's a 2 RBI double for Stanton. He's driven in all 3, and the Yankees lead it 3-0 here in the 6th.
Well, he went with the changeup and hung it just enough. And Stanton again so strong. I don't even think he hit the ball that great, but was able to knock it off the left field wall. And of course, Judge, great base runner, scores all the way from first, just ahead of the throw.
That was an excellent relay, cutoff and relay by the Sox, but Judge got a great jump, as did Rosario. They knew it was going to be over the head of the outfielders. 2 RBI double for Stanton. A homer and a double and 3 RBIs in this game.
You know what hurt there is you got to hit 0-2, right? 3 very non-competitive pitches, and you let Judge back in that count. Whereas I think if you get something around the zone on the 0-2-1-2, you got a better chance.
Good point. And he had Judge 0-2 as well.
Same thing.
Got away, walked him, then had Stanton 0-2. And this was the result. Yeah, I think you're right. Didn't have that sound.
No, I mean, it's 103 off the bat, which is still hit, but it was off the end. It wasn't one of those, but you knew it had to be somewhere near the strike zone. And Stanton so strong made him pay.
Bellinger fouls it back. Good cut by Bellinger.
Especially after you got Stanton on that 0-1 changeup swing. Like you had him set up. And you threw 3 again. Nowhere really near the zone to force him to go.
Pitch number 25 of the inning. Still only 1 out. Bellinger's 0 for 2. And a little tapper foul.
And that's where Stanton still has so much value. We've talked about the years he's done this. Look, he doesn't run like he used to, right? Doesn't play the outfield, but still can change the game with his bat. You see this changeup right here. Wasn't a horrible pitch. It was on the outer part. But again, it's 3-2, so as a hitter, you're kind of committing a little bit.
More towards the end than it was the barrel. It just gives you an idea how strong Stanton is. The bat speed is insane. Not to mention he's getting the premium lumber. That guys like Stanton get. That bat's not budging.
Yeah, that's not coming out of the local sporting goods store.
It's the center of that old tree. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bellinger. And it's 3-2 now. So, you know, early, his takeaway from this particular inning in this game is he got ahead early. He'd been ahead early. It's those put away pitches. Not close enough to get the bites. And Bellinger is brushed back, and it's ball 4. And the end is near, you would think, for Connolly early. The problem Alex Cora has, he desperately needs some length, but you can't do that to a young guy.
No, for sure. And I think like anything, BA, when you think about Connor early tonight, it's a young pitcher. You try to be nastier sometimes when you don't have to be.
Jack Anderson down in the Boston bullpen, and the manager Cora is going to take the ball from Connolly early. This kid's going to be an excellent major league pitcher. He already has been this year. Not his best effort tonight. He'll exit after 5 1/3. Tantalizingly close for Connolly early, but he exits 5 1/3, 5 hits. He walked 3, all 3 of those coming in this 6th inning. 4 strikeouts. He still has a couple of runners that are his responsibility, and it'll be up to his bullpen, Jack Anderson, on the mound to either make this a so-so outing for early or a bad one, depending on his earned runs here. And first pitch to Randall Grichuk is ball 1.
Anderson last pitch Sunday threw 3 innings against the Tigers. 3 hits, only 1 run, only 41 pitches. So
Wave and a miss. Ball and a strike. Good slider by Anderson.
he's going to throw a little bit of everything at you. He's got that fastball split, mostly to the lefty, slider, and cutter and sweeper.
Aaron Boone can afford to stick with his lineup here with a lead. There's a bouncer to third. Durbin snatches it. Step on the bag. Throw to first is not in time. The out recorded at third on the force play. And 2 outs in the inning.
Good play by Durbin here. Smart move, but watch this at the end again. See, there's not that stretch out at first, right? I'm not saying he would have got him.
Well, I'm sure, and a lot went through Durbin's mind too. Do you snatch it, go to second?
Yeah.
Try to go 5-4-3. Either way, going to be tough to turn 2 there. Chisholm swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. First and second, 2 outs. Chisholm showing bunt. And I think he meant it.
Oh, I
on an 0-1
completely
pitch.
agree. That pitch was out of the zone, but Durbin, now he's staying a little closer.
That tells you his hands hurt on this cold night. I mean, a man from the islands playing in this kind of weather, there's no poker face going on right now.
You don't own a sweatshirt down there too often.
2-1 the count. Shows bunt again, gets it down. Tough play. Durbin, bare hands, throws, and Chisholm with an infield hit. He certainly did mean it. And he'll extend this inning for the Yankees, loading the bases on a bunt single.
Well, he showed it, took a pitch off, and then went right back to it once it got to 2-1. And you can see with Jazz's speed, he hit this bunt hard, but that's all he had to do with Durbin playing back. And again, it's just the way you play now, right? You don't see that much. So as a third baseman, you're playing deeper.
Chisholm with 2 hits tonight on this chilly night. Caballero, first ball swinging, cut and a miss.
You know, Jazz told me he was getting ready for Texas swing because it was going to be warmer, but maybe he's going to try to heat up here in Beantown before he goes.
Yankees go to Houston next and then Arlington. Series with the Astros and the Rangers, part of this 9-game 3-city road trip. No balls and a strike on the Yankee shortstop. 3 runs on the board for New York. 2 in this inning, and now home plate umpire Austin Jones is saying you have to make contact with your eyes. You have to be attentive to the batter. Umpires will give you a warning or at least a casual mention first, then it's a ball. Batter's got to be in the box. Hang on, here we go again.
You hear me? Yeah, I'm just saying, so it's another ball.
They got to give him another ball. What's he saying here, you think?
They just gave him a ball, didn't they?
They did, and I think it's the same scenario that.
Gotta be 2-1 now. Yeah, 2-1. Same thing.
To me.
So I keep looking up. There's 10 seconds, and he starts to get in like he's getting ready. And Jose hasn't made eye contact with him.
Batter's got to look at the pitcher before the pitcher goes into his motion.
Yeah, look at him. See, he's got to wait here. You see Caballero.
He's not looking at him yet.
He's taking it right to 8 seconds.
There you go. Now he did it right.
Go. But it's 2 balls now.
Yeah, 2 balls and a strike on Anderson, and now it's 3-1 with the bases loaded. It is also a moment where the umpires are making announcements on various plays. ABS challenge, challenges, replay. I'd love to see him just click the mic on real quick and let the fans know. We can interpret what's going on here. There's a wave and a miss. He's stuck with that breaking ball.
Man, this pitch of the game coming up now. It's a cold night. Offense hasn't been great, BA. This gets to 5-6 nothing.
I'm with you.
He needs to make a pitch.
And Caballero is going to take his time out here. So he gets ahead of him 0-1, and then twice Jack Anderson starts his motion before the batter had made eye contact with him, which is a real thing. Have to be attentive to the batter. You can't just start whenever he digs in. Cost him 2 balls. Now the 3-2, runners go, and a called strike 3 and a challenge from Caballero.
The previous pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
I don't know if Caballero's too convinced. He's taking his gloves off, and that is confirmed.
And the Yankees are out of challenges.
That is an emotional challenge right there. I think Caballero knew it right away. Yankees strand the bases loaded. That's a big effort by Jack Anderson. Giancarlo Stanton drives in 2 more. He's got 3 ribbies in this game. It's 3-0 Yankees as we go to the home 6th. That's a big moment in the game right there. Yankees scored twice, had them loaded. Jack Anderson strikes out Caballero, and it's a 3-0 Yankee lead now. And Boston coming up here in the bottom of the 6th. It also added to a little bit of the spice in this matchup as well. Alex Cora was upset. And there is Anthony lining out right to Caballero. Hit it like a bullet.
Wow.
Out number 1 on a frozen rope by Roman Anthony.
And this is one. There's the hitter, man. You feel so just cheated because you do everything you're supposed to, right? You're taught take it right back up the middle. And great positioning. Didn't even have to move.
One away. Tough luck for Boston. Here's Contreras now. And on the first pitch, he pops this one up. Playable for Rice. Foul grounds. 2 outs quickly here in the 6th inning. 3 pitches into the 6th for Luis Gil. And he's got 2 gone in this 6th inning with Yoshida coming up.
I thought this would be a big inning too for him. You're facing the top of the lineup, 3rd time through, and this game had been rolling. And so Luis Gil there through that inning, 8 batters, had to kind of sit there. It's cold out. He's come out and got 2 outs on 3 pitches.
Big start for Gil. He has not pitched well at the big league level. Been a bit of a mental swirl his season, starting in AAA. Feel like you're a million miles from the big leagues. And a bouncer up the middle, and this is going to be a tidy 5-pitch inning for Luis Gil. 3 up, 3 down. The Red Sox go very quietly in the 6th. We go to the 7th. Yankees up 3-0 at Fenway. Make your mark, become a legend at MLB The Show 26. Available now on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, Nintendo Switch. Rated E for everyone. Red Sox Yankees, first matchup of the year between these 2 historic rivals. And a rematch of the American League Wild Card Series last year, won by the Yankees. Austin Wells leads off, number 9 hitter. Yankees brought 8 to the plate last inning. Scored twice, left the bases loaded. And Jack Anderson, I tell you what, Frenchie, he had a lot of adversity thrown his way. Some of it was self-inflicted. I can understand from the Boston perspective how it feels like home plate umpire Austin Jones is against you, but it did look like Austin Jones gave him a warning after the first pitch.
He did, but I told you, Caballero, what a great job by him.
Yeah.
He kind of looks at the clock with about 11.
He digs in.
And then digs in and does maybe a 2-second look down.
High fly ball to center. Routine out there for Rafaela. He's a Gold Glover, and that's easy enough.
You know, and look, you get brought into a big situation in a game like this, and you're just getting set, you're ready to go, but he's not looking at you yet, and that's the rules. I mean, I get it.
On the flip side now, the risk that Caballero is running, or any hitter. So yes, you want to give hitters time to dig in. If you don't look up by 8 seconds, it's a strike.
And so that's what I'm saying. He obviously has practiced this and mastered it, and he's really good, because when it goes from 9 to 8, his head comes up.
His head comes up, and he literally bought 2 pitches out of the zone right, 2 balls. Durbin makes a play on Rosario, and Jack Anderson has given Alex Cora 4 big outs, and big Aaron Judge coming up. Judge had the swing at bat last inning, got down 0-2, but then drew a walk, and that set the wheels in motion for the rest of the inning. And Judge not messing around this time. He fires on the first pitch. Judge coming off a monster week last week. Reigning MVP. Last year he was intentionally walked 36 times. That is the most in Major League history. We used to marvel at Barry Bonds, who saw very few strikes, was intentionally walked often, and yet he still produced. And Judge is in that same category. When you're not getting pitches to hit. Gets one there, and he shoots one in the hole, a base hit. Judge with a single into left, comes with 2 outs. Second time on base for Aaron Judge, and he extends the inning for Ben Rice.
The hardest thing to do is when you know numerous times you're not going to see many pitches in the zone, to continue to get ready, to continue to get in your legs like this.
Now, you didn't see a lot of pitches either, but that was more of a philosophical design. Rice had his knees buckled on that breaking ball. Big curveball from Anderson. A Yankees record, I should say, on Judge's intentional walks.
I thought so. When you said that, I was thinking of Bonds. I think Bonds got over 100 one year, didn't he?
Yeah, he had over like was it 120? Yeah, 120. Yankees record, I beg your pardon. It's not quite the Bonds treatment.
Yeah, not
36 is a lot, but
it is a lot,
nothing like Bonds.
Especially in today's game, the way that different things are valued, you don't see it too much.
And Rice fouls that one off Narvaez. That got him good.
Appreciate it.
There will never be an intentional walk number that is even close to Barry Bonds' 2004 record, that 120. That's right off the top of the knee. Most catchers these days go with one knee down for framing purposes. Like that. Made it look good. Rice not going to challenge. They don't have any.
And I think he would have won this one, actually, but they emptied that bag.
So Rice strikes out. Jack Anderson, impressive 5 outs here. And might have been a good challenge, but his teammates burned them all for him, and he's got to wear it. Let's take a look at tonight's progressive game flow as the Yankees lead the Red Sox 3-0. Giancarlo Stanton has all 3 RBIs. Solo home run in the second to lead off. And then with 1 out, banged one off the green monster in deep left center. And that ball's kissed. Wilyer Abreu sending Bellinger deep to center. Wrong part of the ballpark on the wrong night.
I mean, that ball's 106 off the bat right there, and it's just telling you it's not going anywhere tonight. You know, interesting enough, BA, remember we were sitting down in Booney's office earlier today, and he said it wouldn't shock me if Luis Seal went out and threw 7 beautiful innings today. And this right here is why you're seeing he won the American League Rookie of the Year in 2024.
He's only faced 3 over the minimum. He has faced the minimum since the 3rd inning after he walked Roman Anthony. Did hit a batter, but got a double play ball. He's been efficient. He's coming off a 5-pitch 6th inning. And he's got his first out here in the 7th. There is activity in the bullpen. Fernando Cruz just in case. Yankees made a defensive change between innings as Ryan McMahon enters at 3rd base into the night for Ahmed Rosario. Rosario goes 0 for 3 at the plate with a walk and a run scored. Connolly early, the Red Sox starter. He closed the book on him at 5 1/3, 3 earned runs. And Jack Anderson has come on and gone an inning and 2/3 scoreless, including 2 inherited runners left stranded. Heel with a walk here. Trevor Story is aboard. First base runner since the 5th for Boston. Wednesday night, Stanley Cup playoffs roll on. Tripleheader starting at 6:30 Eastern. Catch all the action on TNT, TBS, True TV, and HBO Max. They've got the Bruins and the Sabres on right now. We'll have Bruins, Sabres, Game 3 here in Boston on Thursday on TNT.
And that you can see 0-0.
Great time to be a sports fan right now. You got the NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, Major League Baseball in full force.
Celtics down by 6.
Oh, is that, let's go to the update desk with Jeff Francoeur over at TD Garden. Jeff, what's the latest?
Down by 6, the middle of the 3rd quarter.
And who is down by 6?
The Celtics are down by 6. Sixers got the lead.
The opponents, the 76ers.
76ers. And
with no Joel Embiid.
Nope. And the Sabres and Bruins are 0-0
Update desk from Buffalo.
First.
Let's go to Jeff Francoeur.
Yeah.
And, good one, Jeff.
No problem. Back to the action now.
Sounds like someone who does a lot of gambling.
Just a sports fan.
So double barrel action in that Yankee bullpen. Hedrick joining the mix. Yankees left-handers have been excellent out of their bullpen. Base runner with 1 out. Rafaela, the batter here. You got a lefty due up next in Meyer. Rafaela had the big hit yesterday. Drove in 2 late game clutch. 2 RBI single. Ooh, close shave from Heel.
And you wonder if he is getting a little gassed. And the only reason I say that is to Story. Now here you're seeing that ball start to miss up. Riding in on these righties, not down in the zone.
Oh. 2-2 now to Rafaela. 0 for 2 tonight. 6 1/3 thus far. Has 2 Ks, 2 walks. He has been efficient. Only 2 hits. Wilson Contreras a line drive single. Meyer a little flare double. And now ball 3. Meyer due next. Runner goes. And it's ball 4. And just like that, the Red Sox bring the tying run to the plate. Decision time for Aaron Boone.
Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness.
Aaron Boone had the lefty ready for a reason. Marcelo Meyer, the scheduled hitter. Heel will be lifted with 1 out here in the 7th. Very well pitched game for Luis Heel. We'll set up the matchup when we come back. Luis Heel, very nice performance here tonight at Fenway Park. He will exit, however, with back-to-back walks. And Frenchie goes 6 1/3 tonight, just 2 hits allowed.
Yeah, besides those 2 walks here to end it, man, everything the Yankees could hope for was down in the zone all night. Plenty of ground balls. The double play ball here never allowed a lot of traffic, and a big start for him. Probably earned himself another one in Aaron Boone's eyes, if I had to imagine.
So the 6'6 lefty Brent Hedrick on the pitch for the Yankees with 2 men aboard, 1 away. Red Sox bring the tying run to the plate. It's going to be Andrew Monasterio now. He'll pinch hit for Marcelo Meyer. And Monasterio takes a strike. Monasterio, one of the players Boston acquired from the Brewers. He and Caleb Durbin. Kyle Harrison went the other way. He pitched tonight for Milwaukee. And it's quickly 0-2 on Monasterio.
Funny enough, it's kind of how the 6 started for the Yankees. A couple walks. And that's how they got their runs. Now for the Red Sox, looking for someone from the bottom of the order here to come up with a big hit.
As a pinch hitter, Monasterio 1 for 4. In a key spot here, and he fights that one off foul. May have broken his bat. That can't feel good on a cold night.
No. You got Monasterio and Durbin on deck, so a couple former Brewers here looking to try to get this game close.
Heel got the first man out. Abreu walked Story, and then had a battle with Rafaela. Ended up walking him, got ahead of him 2 strikes, and the back-to-back walk spelled the end. 2 runners his responsibility, but right now it's a 3-0 Yankee lead. New piece of lumber here for Monasterio. Monasterio grew up in Venezuela. His parents were big Braves fans, believe it or not, and big fans of the name Andrew, as Andrew Jones during those years, and that's who he's named after. High pop-up, and that's going to stay in fair territory for Judge. Everybody holds their ground. So 2 men are out now. Hedrick comes on, gets a key out. That'll bring up Caleb Durbin.
Now that's where communication's so key right there. You got Ben Rice and Jazz going back.
And nobody wants to run into
Judge. I mean, so when you hear the big fella call it,
peel out.
Exit stage left.
You can hear Judge running. Look at them. They almost run into each other, running away from Judge.
Absolutely. But there's quite a few kids named Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
Down in the islands.
I like it. Caleb Durbin now.
Yeah.
Here's a guy trying to find his way into the good graces of Red Sox fans. He started 0 for 18 at the plate this year. Does not have a lot of major league service time. This is all new experience. A former Yankee, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And he's down 0-2 quickly. Challenge
He gave it to him. I think he's going to win this one. I thought he waited almost too late.
The batter is challenging.
Supposed to get 2 seconds. It was borderline.
Yep.
And he's right.
You can see Aaron Boone yelling at the umpire. I think he thought he waited too late too.
That is a clutch challenge there. Challenge is presented by T-Mobile. Red Sox maintain their 2 challenges. As long as you're successful, you don't lose one. And now the count, a ball and a strike. Ooh, had a big cut, did Durbin. See what Aaron Boone thought of that delay on the challenge. Thought it was too late.
Yeah.
Big spot for Durbin. He's 0 for 2. And a called strike 3, and he's challenging again.
The previous pitch is called a strike. The batter is challenging.
Wow, this is a big challenge here.
Oh, look at that.
Just clipped it.
Man.
Durbin strikes out to end the inning. 2 challenges, burned one of them. Red Sox come up empty in the 7th.
And
MLB Tuesday is brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Where everybody knows your name. Not too far from here. Head down
keep
to
a
Cheers.
cold one for me.
Oh yeah, Norm.
I do love that system though when they show it, because when you think about that last inning, I mean that's a 1/10 of an inch right there.
Yeah.
And it changes it. It's fascinating.
Durbin won 1, lost 1. The one he lost cost him a strikeout and stranded 2 runners.
Yeah.
Caleb Durbin's in the meat grinder right now, trying to get on the side of these fans. Andrew Monasterio takes over at second base after he pinch hit for Meyer. Stanton rifles one to center field. On the run, Rafaela! Oh my goodness, what a catch! Ho-ho! That'll be the best of the night, guaranteed. Cedar Rafaela with a spectacular catch. Wow!
108 off the bat, and I will tell you what, man, when you are running full speed like he is right here, Stanton smokes this ball.
Oh my goodness.
Does not care where the wall is, sells out.
Never
you can see the athleticism.
Never went down.
No.
Like Spider-Man off that wall, came back on his feet.
You know, and Alex Cora was talking about defensive metrics and going over it today. So again, you just see pure concentration.
Man.
Was telling us he dropped a sun ball, what, a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
And how that
Bellinger, a line drive to left, down, a base hit.
But how that kind of sets you back and the metrics and all that. But that right there shows you everything you need to know, BA, about what kind of center fielder he is.
Tell you what, this is special right here. Special. The speed, the jump, running to the spot, dealing with a wall.
Well,
the athleticism for not only just the leap in the catch, but then to get your leg up to take the blow of the wall. That was so good. My goodness. Rafaela was a Platinum Glove Award finalist. That's given to the overall best position player defensively in a particular league. Bobby Witt Jr. won that award. But Rafaela was on the list. And of course a Gold Glover. Hard hit ball left center. Grichuk's going to split the gap. Now we'll watch Bellinger. That goes all the way to the monster. Bellinger on his way to the plate, and he will score. It's an RBI double for Randall Grichuk, and the Yankees have added on. 4-0 New York. 3 very hard hit balls in this inning.
Yeah, that ball just split the gap perfectly right here. Rafaela playing more right center. So again, the speed of Bellinger. No way you're going to throw him out at home and tack on. And you can see Alex Cora, I think, was trying to get one more inning out of the guy. I told you, just pitched 3 innings on Sunday, and I think he just hit a wall.
He certainly did, because his first inning and 2/3 were excellent. But because the starter's lack of innings, the bullpen is having to take on a heavy load right now. Pitching change at Fenway. Well, it's the catch of the night. Red Sox are down 4-0 now, but Ceddanne Rafaela with a brilliant play in center field. They call the warning track out there a 4-stepper.
Yep.
4 steps and jump, and the spike right into the wall.
And you see that. I'm telling you, all the good outfielders, BA, they know I'm going full speed. I have 4 steps, and there's the wall. Depending on the size of the warning track where you are, and what a job. Again, what a catch.
Tyler Samanego just got back to the big leagues. Took the roster spot of Sonny Gray.
Oh. Man, I thought she was going to make the play down there.
It was a bit of a whiff, but it is a cold night.
Yeah, it was tailing on her.
Yeah, so close.
Love the effort.
She was there. The body's just not moving fast right now. You know what I mean? Sitting on a bucket.
Try to get up and make a tough play.
Legs aren't firing. Know the feeling. Chisholm. Broken bat. Liner. Caught. Thrown to second. Out. Double play. Contreras to Story on the line drive out. And the inning is over. Grichuk doubled up, but he drives in a run, and he makes it 4-0 Yankees. Take home a piece of the game. You can bid on game used jerseys, baseballs, bases, and more at auctions.mlb.com. The World Series title team in 2004. Red Sox down 4-0 to the Yankees. First game of this 3-game series. First meeting of the year between these two rivals. Carlos Narvaez will lead off for the Red Sox. They had a chance last inning. Back-to-back walks by Heel, 2 on, 1 out. And then Monasterio flew out. Durbin struck out. See the changes defensively. Grichuk's out. Grisham takes over in center, which moves Bellinger to left. The Yankees have tightened up their defense the last 2 innings with McMahon over at third and Grisham now in center field.
You know, we came on the air talking about the lack of offense for the Red Sox, and you're kind of seeing it here on display again tonight. 2 hits. And it's just, it puts so much pressure on your pitching.
They are asking a lot out of players that are complementary players, role players, bottom of the order players. And those players are finding themselves at the bat quite often because opposing pitchers are navigating through the Red Sox order. There's no David Ortiz in his batting order. There is no Rafi Devers. That one's driven into the gap. That's down. Narvaez. Judge cuts it off, and he's going to hold Narvaez to a single. Great play by Judge. But the Red Sox start this inning with a single. Another man on. It's only the second time tonight Boston has had their leadoff batter reach.
Yeah, and funny enough, you don't see this too often, but Aaron Boone coming out, and you're going lefty to lefty right here just to get a different look.
And he'll take the ball from Hedrick, from one lefty to another. Tim Hill's coming on. Leadoff single. Good work by Judge to keep it that way, and now Hill will make his appearance at Fenway. Yankees picking up right where they left off in the postseason last year and even into September last year. Tim Hill on to work, Frenchie.
Yeah, he's had a great year, that sinker slider combo. And more than anything, this is just getting a different arm angle for Roman Anthony, but also a guy that, like I said, has had a great start to 26.
Bottom of the 8th, Red Sox down 4-0. There's a strike from Hill. Count evens at 1-1. Anthony, the Red Sox leadoff hitter, 0 for 2. He walked in the 3rd, hit a line drive out in the 6th, hit a bullet. So he's had some good at-bats here tonight after an opening strikeout. Hasn't been a whole lot of activity for the Red Sox on the base paths. Their best chance to score was last inning with 2 on and 1 out. Came up empty. Narvaez with an opening single here in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees set up to turn 2. Anthony, very fast runner. And a slow roller up the middle. Caballero's got one chance at it. And a bang play at first for the out. Caballero thought for a moment about hanging back, but made the wise call. He gets the out at first. Narvaez advances to second.
Well, and this is where you talk about a great awareness, because the last thing you want to do is allow 2 guys on. He thought about waiting to see if he could get this ball and go to second, but knew he couldn't. I need to get the out right here, right? The last thing you wanted was first and second with no outs, up 4-0.
The hesitation cost him the short hop there. There's another chopper, this time McMahon. Smooth operator over there at third. He makes the play for out number 2. Over to third goes Narvaez. This is a must-score situation here for Boston. They got to get at least 1 out of this. Obviously hoping for more. Now 2 outs. And here is Masa Yoshida, who's been a hot hitter lately.
Ball.
Tough matchup for Yoshida with a lefty on the mound and Hill. Hill's tough on all hitters, but especially lefties.
Well, this was the perfect kind of runway for him to come in with Anthony and Yoshida.
Ball.
It's been a common theme this year for Boston, their struggles with runners in scoring position.
0 for 5 tonight, but you know, when it keeps snowballing like this, right? Guys try harder instead of relaxing, and after all, you know, what, 8 runs yesterday, I think Alex Cora was kind of hoping maybe they had broken out of it a little bit. And for the Red Sox, they've kind of gone back to what we've seen a lot of the year tonight here.
Well, you mentioned the 0 for 5. 3 of those at-bats came with 2 outs. Those are the fake at-bats with runners in scoring position. I mean, it counts, but those are tough.
Yeah, they are.
Tough to deliver. And a bouncer up the middle. Caballero makes a play and make it 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Shutout intact Yankees pitchers dominating tonight at Fenway. TNT Sports returns as your home for Roland Garros this May. Watch the stars of Tennis World descend on Paris. It starts May 24th on TNT, streaming on HBO Max.
I know you're going to be there.
I'll be there.
You called the epic final last year, but Zacharias going to be playing?
Great question. A wrist injury. So he's pulled out of the next two tournaments, so that's a major question. I hope so, to defend his title. It's going to be iffy, though.
You brushed up on your French anymore for year two?
No, I need to get on that.
I'll help you out.
You need to hit the Rosetta Stone.
I'll help you out.
I got the Francoeur down pretty well, about as far as it goes. 4-0 Yankees lead it. Jose Caballero at the plate. He has been very busy tonight at the shortstop position. And he's held down the fort for the Yankees at short. Didn't expect much offensively out of him. But he's had a few moments. He's homered. He's got 8 RBIs.
2-1.
And an infield hit tonight, Caballero. 1 out of 3.
You know, when you have the stacked kind of lineup, BA, like they do, and the depth and the length, you just got to play great defense, right, for him, and contribute here and there, which he's done, like you said, offensively this year. So start for him with the Yanks.
Come up. I got you. Hey, make sure it's looking okay.
Here we go again. This is Caballero is at the plate in that ordeal with Jack Anderson. Caballero, the way he does it is what's throwing off pitchers. Alex Cora's getting upset.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, and he takes a strike. Oh, he had the saucy bat flip. Thought he drew a walk.
Well, now watch the clock. There's 8 seconds already, and he's not looking right here.
Yeah, that could be a violation.
Todd Tishner just came out. Yeah, he's saying he's out.
Yep, he's out. So it works both ways. And Caballero is out now. Aaron Boone's going to want to hear about this.
Todd Tishner's running in.
Aaron Boone satisfied with that answer, whatever he said. So you know, it's a strategy Caballero abides by, and he actually got himself 2 balls called earlier in the game, but this time he's
right
late.
there at 7, and he's still looking at his bat.
Yep, he's not.
And he's not looking. The problem was
there's a liner into right field, a base hit for Austin Wells.
If you go back to it, BA, the problem was he thought he was walked, so he starts to take off his gear down on his foot, but it already started. So the clock started. So let's take a look here. All right, see, he starts to go down. Now the clock starts, so it's at 15.
Yep. And he knows that.
He starts to put it on, and watch right here. He's looking at his bat. It gets to 7.
You do have a timeout. He could have used a timeout. Chose not to. It's been an interesting, you know, assessment today with Caballero specifically, because he's the one who is tough on the pitchers, because when he digs in, he looks straight down to the ground. And however he's doing it, he must have the mental clock going, because he does not look up and make eye contact with the pitcher until right before 8. Like it's usually 9 or 10. And he's gotten a few pitchers that way.
Yep.
And that's the risk, though.
And he got burnt that time because he was looking down to walk. And
McMahon strikes out. So after the Wells single, second strikeout of the inning. And here comes Aaron Judge.
And funny enough, though, wasn't it funny that it was Todd Tishner at first base that kind of took over right there? Young umpire behind the dish.
Crew chief.
Yep.
And Aaron Boone came out, but Probably only as a courtesy for his player.
Well,
He didn't
let's
have
hear it.
much to say
Alex
about
Cora is close to Todd Tishner. He's probably screaming at him when that clock went down to 8.
Yeah, Alex Cora probably feels like he's been on the wrong side of it a few times tonight.
Say this, so Austin Jones behind the plate, I thought set a nice strike zone tonight.
He has. He's done a good job. His challenges, for the most part, have been either accurate or close.
Yep.
And he's wearing mask cam for us, which we always appreciate. Giving us some great looks. Amazing that Austin Jones, the home plate umpire, has a twin brother who is also an umpire and who has umpired in the major leagues. Phenomenal odds on that happening. And Judge draws the walk. 2 ground outs to start his night. He's been on the last 3 occasions. 2 walks and a single.
You know what that one is? That's not an intentional walk, but it is.
Yeah.
He knew he had the lefty on deck.
Looking ahead to the Boston 9th inning, Wilyer Abreu, Trevor Story, Cedar Rafaela will be the first 3 up. Right now, the deficit is 4 for Boston. Ben Rice has been the hottest hitter on the planet this year.
Pretty damn close. I think it's a ball.
3 strikeouts tonight for Rice. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Four of his 5 plate appearances against left-handed pitching tonight. And it's 0-2. Yankees closer David Bednar preparing for the 9th. Will not be a save situation.
Aaron Boone's taking no chances
No
tonight.
chances.
You got a 4-0 lead. You got a chance to win the first game of this, and
Day off yesterday.
yep.
Loaded for Bear.
1-2.
2 on, 2 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Rice. And that's in there. Called strike 3. Inning is over. And last call for the Red Sox. Bednar will enter. It's 4-0 Yankees in game 1 of this series.
You know, they're on the tough end of a 12-1 beatdown by the Milwaukee Brewers.
Thank you. Good update there. Frenchie's been on the update desk all night. Not sure where Lauren Shahadi is, but
And she's been doing nothing.
She's ready.
2-0 Brewers right now.
guarantee you Lauren's about
She's
3
eating chocolate chip cookies.
3 helmets full of soft serve.
And the
this point.
Celtics look like they're going to take one on the chin tonight.
Is that right?
102-89 with 4 minutes left.
It doesn't look good for the C's tonight. How about the hockey? You got a hockey update?
Bruins, yeah, 2-0.
Matt Lipp beat you there, our director. Last
I gave
call.
the hockey before
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Yeah, the music was blaring. Shipping.
4-0 Yankees. Bottom of the 9th inning here. Wilyer Abreu 0 for 3 tonight. David Bednar, former Pirate, and he's trying to get his season, I would say, dialed in a little. Hasn't been horrible, hasn't been dominant, has shown signs of both at times. But they need him. And that one's in there.
1-2.
Not a safe situation, but Aaron Boone treating it like one.
Funny enough, where he's really struggled this year, BA, has been with right-handed hitters. Righty's hitting 357 off him, almost 1,000 OPS.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Would lead you to believe that the breaking ball is not as sharp as he would like in the early going. Did notch his 6th save the other day against the Royals, and he makes the play here for out number 1. Giancarlo Stanton right now is the runaway player of the game if this score holds up. Driven in 3 runs. He hit a mammoth home run on the Lansdowne. That was in the 2nd inning. Then he drove in 2 on a 2-strike pitch. Banged a double off the deep left center field monster. And then maybe had an extra base hit taken away. Certainly would have been a hit. Cedar Rafaela made the best catch of the night in the big leagues. That was incredible. Can't wait for you to ask him about it after the game, Frenchie.
On a night where the ball wasn't really traveling, he's the only guy that seemed to get the ball in the air and be able to do something with it.
That home run was just cooked up near the light standard. Bednar notched that 6th save on Friday. Scoreless 9th inning in that game. He struck out 2. He's trying to find those clean innings, although he is not allowed to run in 6 innings of relief against the Red Sox. So if you dominate your rival, that plays too. He's got 2 quick outs here in the 9th. And the Red Sox down to their last out. Good pitching matchup tomorrow as this series resumes. Max Fried against Ranger Suarez.
And that's the part right for the Red Sox. You got to be thinking, man, tonight you thought might be the night to break through. You got a pitcher kind of been scuffling. You got Max Fried tomorrow night.
Cam Schlittler Thursday.
Yep.
Yikes. There's Max. Cam Schlittler joined us earlier tonight. Appreciate his time on the headset during an inning. The Boston area native, went to Northeastern. Rafaela, last hope for the Red Sox here with 2 outs in the 9th. And Bednar just pumps in the strikes. 1 and 2 the count now. Schlittler against Brian Bale on Thursday for the final game of the series. And the Yankees are headed to Texas. They've got the Astros and the Rangers on the road next. Big chopper to third. Going to be a tough play. No play here. Rafaela is aboard. Got a walk and a single to go along with his highlight reel catch in center. So Alex Cora is going to go to his bench. Duran will get the at-bat here in the 5 outfielder rotation. Jarren Duran was the odd man out tonight. Red Sox needing 2 more base runners to bring the tying run to the plate here.
Well, that's the thing with these 5 outfielders, obviously one being a DH at times. It's a hard thing, and it's one of those that a couple of them get hot, BA. They're going to find themselves in there a whole bunch, and I think that's what Alex Cora is waiting for.
Rafaela takes off. Yankees not holding him on. Defensive indifference to get him to second. That's a tough spot for a manager to be in. He likes all 5 players. They are all valuable in their own way, but they're going through it right now. And you've got the 2 elite defenders in Abreu and Rafaela, and you got the big contract future face of the franchise in Anthony. So those are the guys that are getting the playing time right now, at least tonight. 2-1 to Duran. Jarren Duran was an all-star just 2 years ago. Was the All-Star Game MVP, as a matter of fact. But you look up and he's 29 years of age. Rafaela just walks to third base. And a strike. I don't know if I've ever seen that. A steal and then the pitch still occurred.
He didn't even wait. Yep. And I think Bednar, you know, let's be honest, at the end of the day, he's going, I'm up 4-0. I'm not worried about this guy at the plate.
Usually a pitcher steps off and kind of resets, but
hey, maybe he's that locked in.
Just kept going.
Threw a beautiful curveball, I know that.
2-2 the count on Jarren Duran. It's one of those occasions where pitcher's indifferent, but I don't think the hitter really wants that movement behind him either.
I don't love it usually.
They're trying in the sound room to keep it going here. Most of the crowd is left. 3-2 to Duran, and a swing and a miss, a strikeout to end the game, and the Yankees win the opener. Coming off a sweep of the Royals, New York picks up win number 1 against the Boston Red Sox this year, and Giancarlo Stanton, the man of the night. 3 RBIs, a double and a homer, and a 4-0 Yankees victory, Jeff.
Yeah, and great start by Heel. He had to have it tonight. The Yankees with 2 good ones the next 2 nights going on the mound. What a start for him. Probably earned himself another start for Aaron Boone. And New York now, the Yanks' 5th shutout, lead all of baseball.
Red Sox, after winning yesterday, splitting with the Tigers, dropped the opener to the Yankees with Max Fried and Cam Schlittler coming up. And how about Giancarlo Stanton up into the light tower, over Lansdowne, and a bomb of a home run. Then he hit a deep drive off the monster to drive in 2 runs. The key moment of the game in that 6th inning. Increase the Yankees lead to 3-0. They would add 1 more on an RBI double by Randall Grichuk, and a 4-0 final. Luis Heel evens his record now at 1-1. Went 6 1/3, Frenchie, with no earned runs tonight.
And we talked about it. Aaron Boone said he needed a good start tonight. He went out and delivered for the Yankees, and talked about it. Giancarlo Stanton, the man of the hour tonight, offensively, single-handedly won it for him.
And I think we're joined now by Giancarlo Stanton. Let's just make sure. Giancarlo, can you hear us here in the TBS booth?
Hey, yep, I'm here.
Thank you for being with us. You're making it a habit of being the player of the game
I know,
on
I know.
TBS.
I like talking to you guys.
We will make it quick because it's cold and you're at Fenway.
Yeah,
but
I'm
what
all wrapped up. It's all
what
good.
a performance tonight. I tell you, get into a game like this. It's a rivalry game. Kind of give us your perspective, the Yankees' perspective about stepping into Fenway for the first time.
Yeah, it's always fun coming here. The fans are going to be rowdy. It's going to usually live up to expectations. And it really doesn't matter if a team is playing good or not. These are always grind games, and usually comes down to the end or within 1 swing. So it's just good we got them by 4 today.
You know, Giancarlo, I played against you. I was a teammate with you. I watched some of your home runs. Do you remember hitting one as high as you did tonight? I mean, that thing was over the lights.
Listen, my hands were frozen. I didn't know if it was gonna, hit the wall or go way over. So, get rolling out. But yeah, as long as it's far enough to get over, the height don't matter for me.
So, what does a guy like Giancarlo Stanton remember? The home run, the 2 RBI double, or that robbery in center field by Rafaela?
Oh yeah, you always want the last one, but I'd rather that with nobody on like it was than than my second at bat, or then the bat I hit the double. So we'll take it. We'll take the highlight.
Here's a little trivia for you. It's unofficial, but we have to assume that you're the first player in Major League history to have a launch angle as the same number as the temperature, 41 degrees.
Good. Well, we need it higher, so let's get it up.
Let's get it going up.
Yeah.
We'll get ready on that. Thanks, Giancarlo. Appreciate your time.
Thanks,
as always.
man. Great game.
Thank you.
Total pro. He's chasing 500 home runs, Frenchie, and he's had a couple of big games when we've been in his presence.
Still can do the damage.
Yankees shut out the Boston Red Sox. Next Tuesday, Tigers and Braves. For Jeff Francoeur, rest of our terrific crew, I'm Brian Anderson saying so long from Boston. You've been watching TBS, exclusive home of the American League postseason. Now let's send it to our Atlanta studios, the postgame show MLB Closer, presented by Vanda Pharmaceuticals.